Hello and welcome back to another Beyblade X unboxing video. Today we have 3 Hasbro Beyblades that I finally got my hands on. Unfortunately, I did order a Fox brush that did not come in time. That's like a week away from coming in, so expect that unboxing soon. But what we do have is Obsidian shell, the defense type, that I found on Amazon. It was not difficult to acquire this. Seems like not a lot of people cared for this release at all. Shelter Drake, which was a bit difficult to find. It kept going out of stock, in stock, out of stock, and I finally managed to snag it again on Amazon. And the most elusive of them all, Whale Wave or Tide Whale. I think it's called Tide Whale in Hasbro. Now, I could not find this on Amazon, and instead I found this on GameStop, and I was surprised that GameStop sold Beyblades at all. But it was also difficult because I don't have a GameStop near me, so I had to order this online, and their shipping cost the exact same amount as the Beyblade does itself. So that was pretty annoying. And again, it kept going in and out of stock, like 1 minute in stock, next minute out of stock for 2 days. So this guy was super annoying to get. But this is probably the best out of the 3 Beyblades I have here, maybe even better than Fox Brush, which again, I'll unbox eventually when it comes in. But for now, we'll start with Obsidian Shell real quick. Like I said, not a lot of people cared for this release. It was not very difficult to get, and the parts are pretty lackluster. We'll look at its box super quick, just to get a feel for its stats for any of you who care. Obsidian Shell is supposed to be a defense type. It is not very good at defending. It is much too recoil heavy for that. Maybe a mid attack type, but then what are you doing with mid attacks? Ratchet, probably one of the worst ratchets. I mean, it's shaped like a square when you want your Beyblade to be pretty round so it doesn't burst. Yeah, at least it's in a 60 height, so it's not too tall. And this bit is not awful, but it feels definitely gimmicky. It's like a rounded off needle, and I'll show that when I'll actually show the bit, which will be right now. Let's look at the bit. Dot we have here, let me zoom in, is covered with a bunch of plastic dots of, plastic, which is supposed to give it more grip on the stadium. Is definitely a gimmick, and I thought it would be a modified ball tip with the dots on it, but as you see here, it's definitely more shaped like a needle bit. Just kind of like, again, rounded off, or like a little shorter. So I'd say it performs very slightly better than a needle bit, but not by much. And I could be wrong. I haven't battled too much with Dot. Moving on to the ratchet, mostly want to show the color because on the camera, it shows that it's kind of a gray. But if I hit the light just right, it's more of like a green gray. And, you know, if you care about that color scheme at all, I mean, there it is. Bottom view. And it's like a weird green gray thing. It's all right. I mean, the ratchet's not good, actually. Here is the blade. I haven't battled with this at all or seen anyone battle with this thing at all. I'm pretty sure the community just came to the consensus that it's not that good of a blade at all. I mean, I think it looks cool. The blades kind of taper off to a point, which doesn't help its case. It doesn't have a wide surface area to get struck. There's the side profile. And the bottom. QR code for all of you who care. I don't, so you can take that. I don't really know how the app works. But there we go. Let's fully assemble this thing and weigh the parts, and we'll move on to Shelter Drake. There's the side profile. Like I said, shape's not the best. Just everything's just so lackluster about this one. It's a shame. I like the logo of the turtle or tortoise, whatever it's supposed to be. All right, let me go get the scale, weigh this, and we'll move on. Here we have his dot. It's gonna weigh like 2 grams, as most bits do. The ratchet, probably like what, 6 grams? Yep. And the blade. It's fine. It's not crazy heavy. It's kind of on the lower end. Altogether, it weighs 40 grams. There we go. Like I said, I mean, there's not much to say about this, to be honest. Especially that it's been out so long. Just like no one cares about this one. But I just wanted to get it for my collection. Moving on to Shelter Drake. The balance type Beyblade. The blade is definitely not a balance type, but we'll get to that when we get to that. First, we'll look at gear point. Not a new bit at all. I'm sure you've seen all of these before, but gear point is where the gears go all the way down the bit or the tip, and the point refers to the little dot that it includes. I'm not sure if this is good representation. For the stamina of the bit, but once the Beyblade tilts, it rides the flatter part of the Beyblade, giving it more aggression. I don't really like gear point. I prefer regular point. I feel like it's even less aggressive once it gets knocked off balance. Like it doesn't speed up as quick as regular point. And I don't know if it's because it's like not a smooth ride, because you can see the gears make the circle, the flat circle, well, not a circle anymore. But it's an alright bit. It's not awful. I mean, it provides decent stamina. And again, the aggression is kind of lacking, but it's fine. It is fine. Moving on to the ratchet, which is a better ratchet, which is 780. It's in a nice red and dark red color combo. This is definitely a better ratchet. It's not too bad. It's at the 80 height, so it's not the best height we could get. But yeah, we've seen this ratchet before, so I won't linger on it too hard. Here we have the main blade, Shelter Drake. And again, it is a very much an oval instead of a round blade. It's supposed to be a balance type blade, but it's very aggressive. It feels like an attack blade, but unfortunately, it is so thin. This thing is so thin. It tapers off even more than Black Shell. There is Black Shell for comparison. It is a very thin blade and it's not very heavy. So I can only really see this being used for attack. There is the QR code for all of you who care. It is not off-centered. I checked the little gaps here, so it is at least balanced. But if there's ever a reason you want a lightweight attacker, well, there we go, a lightweight attacker. Yeah, I can't really see this blade being used for anything else besides attack, and it won't be good for that at all. It is very, very oval shaped. It's hard to... Oh, here we go. I have a circle here. Here's the circle, and here's the oval. I'm sure you could tell the difference. But I just realized I never showed the box. This Beyblade does come with a launcher, Honestly, the launchers aren't too bad, but they're really like tiny and flimsy, and of course you could get the better ones. It does have that free spinning stuff. I didn't really launch it that hard, but at least that's cool that it does the free spinning thing to give your launches a bit more power, which it desperately needs with that launcher. Here's the front of the box of Shelter Drake. For those of you who cares, this is the least destroyed box when I opened it. The back of the box, there's the stats. Again, I believe this is more attack oriented. I don't know why it's supposed to be defense. I mean, it is smooth, but that oval shape counters it. 780, not a bad ratchet at all. Just wish it was short. And gear point, very mid, in my opinion, bit. But we'll move on to the star of the show now. And of course, we're talking about Tide Whale or Whale Wave. We'll move on to the extremely unique and highly sought after bit, which is Elevate. And I always thought that the tip here, well, as you see here, there's like a lot to talk about with this bit. First of all, low resistant bit, could burst easily. And I guess we'll start from the tip. I thought the tip was gonna be like a little dimple or a dot, but it's very like a slightly raised flat bit, which does give it like a tiny bit of height, but barely before it tilts and rides the flatter edge of it. Again, it's supposed to be a balance type bit. Also, the gears are like tilted inwards. And I think that's due to the giant disc, is that once it rides this flatter edge, it'll hit the extreme line and lift itself up off the floor, or elevate itself off the floor of the stadium and ride the extreme line pretty much elevated. So it's not a solid piece of plastic, so I don't think it's going to be that much heavier. It's a pretty interesting bit. Here's another bit just for reference. You can see how short the gears are. And again, once the gears hit the extreme line, it just again elevates the whole Beyblade. I feel like I'm rambling, but there's just so much to talk about with this bit. It's just kind of... We'll quickly look at 580, the ratchet that comes with Whale Wave. It's in a nice purpley blue. I'd say it leans more on purple. And then this is a dark purple. And 5-sided ratchets aren't too bad. I mean, they're fine. And the height is whatever. I mean, lower height is always better. I don't think there's a single combo where being taller is better. I mean, maybe like a 70 height ratchet, but I've never seen anyone use an 80 height ratchet on purpose. So there's that. And here we have Whale Wave, or Tide Wave, or Tide Whale, as Hasbro calls it. A pretty extreme shape. It is very bumpy, as you see. And the side, the blade's side profile kind of gives it like a downwards attack. So once blades hit here, they get kind of forced downwards here, which is pretty interesting. And it kind of performs pretty well for aggressive combos and just kind of balance type combos, really. I was quite surprised to see this perform well in general when people started testing it, that it was good for, well, balance type. You know, I've seen it on defensive combos, attack combos, stamina combos, not that much. I mean, there's better choices. There's the QR code for all of you who care, and the bottom of it. And I love the colors of it and the animal of it. I think this Beyblade's great. It looks great. It obviously performs great. It's been out for pretty much a year now. And everyone wants this Beyblade so bad, and I'm glad I finally have it for myself. Again, kind of downwards attack here. And then with its tall combo, it also helps. There we have the fully assembled combo. It looks pretty cool too. I'm glad I finally got my hands on this thing. All right, let's weigh this, and I'm pretty sure I didn't even weigh Shelter Drake, so let's weigh Shelter Drake first, and then this. But first, before I forget again, I'll show off the box. Tied whale, again, balance type. Ratchet, 580, 560 would have been better, but this is a fine ratchet. And elevate. I already rambled enough about this. It is a very interesting balance type bit. And I guess the community has used this as a balance type bit, but I've seen this mostly for stamina type combos. Boom. First, we'll wave Shelter Drake. 32, is that the same weight as Obsidian Shell? Wow, 32.4 and 32.4, or 0.6. Slightly heavier. These two I don't think are too popular, to be honest. 580, it's gonna be 6 grams. What is this, 7 grams? Oh wow, 7 grams. Gear point 2 as usual, and altogether that weighs 42. It's fine. Here we have elevate. I want to see if this weighs a bit more than 2 grams. Ooh, 1 gram more. 3 grams, obviously, with this giant hunk of plastic. We have 580, if it wants to unclick. 7.3. And then whale wave. It's got a pretty decent weight on it too. Wow, look at that. Already 4 more grams than the other two. Oh, for whatever reason, I thought it was 34 grams, but no, it's 32. So that's 6 more grams. Jeez. It's a pretty hefty Beyblade. The full combo weighs, I'm gonna assemble this one. Almost 50 grams, 1 gram short. Yeah, this is a definite pickup. I mean, obviously, if you could see this in your store or try to order it off of GameStop like I did, highly recommended. Thank you so much for watching this admittedly pretty scuffed Beyblade review. I just wanted to unbox these and get them out there. You've all seen how these Beyblades perform already. I mean, like I said, Black Shell and I think Shelter Drake have been out for pretty much a year. Same thing with Whale Wave. This is no new news. I just wanted to make my video of my own. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully tomorrow I could get a battling video out for you all. Other than that, thanks for watching. See ya.